Hey everyone! In today's video, I'd like to discuss what I think Bungie should do in order to ensure the survival and extended life of the Destiny franchise. So, with the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga, a void has been created. One too large that keeps a lot of the player base, especially the lore nerds like myself, wondering what's next. There is a sense of mystery and hope that we can get to experience the same vibe that we've had when we first explored the Cosmodrome, when we first learned about the Traveler, spoke to the Speaker, and had so many questions. With a fair chunk of those questions having been answered and the Witness defeated, everyone is concerned about whether or not Bungie would pull off a new successful saga that captures the same essence of wonder that we've experienced, ups and downs included. Personally, with how the Edge of Fate played out, I think the new saga focusing on the Nine is gonna be solid. I think that it's a much needed storyline. I'm not gonna spoil anything in case you haven't played it, but it was definitely a step in the right direction story-wise. Unfortunately, however, in terms of gameplay, it was certainly lacking. With that being said, here's what I believe to be a smart approach that Bungie needs to take in order to preserve Destiny and keep it alive for as long as they can. So, the first critical step I think Bungie has to take is to never make Destiny 3. Now hear me out. Instead of making Destiny 3, they should work on a completely revamped version of Destiny, with Unreal Engine 5 or whatever engine of their choice that is up to date, a version of Destiny that has all the content from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. That version's name? Just Destiny. When that version is complete, they should remove Destiny 1 and 2 completely and replace it with just Destiny. Everything owned and purchased in either game should be allowed to carry over. Players should not have to start over unless they wanted to. Now, the reason why I say this is because it just ensures the continuity of a single game. No worry or concern over the future. No pressure on the devs. Yeah, the game size will be larger, but with the right optimization, it should be manageable, especially when they build everything again in a new, up-to-date engine. Take a look at Warframe. The game has been ever expanding under a single title without any form of sunsetting to their content. Bungie is a powerhouse that should be able to do the same. A return to D1 is also an excellent way for new lights to experience the game properly from the very beginning, catching up to all of the events. And the amount of content that we'd be blessed with would be insane. I agree that it can be overwhelming to have that much content in a game, but removing content is not the answer. And if Destiny 3 was to be a thing, the same fate Destiny 1 experienced would happen to Destiny 2 as well eventually, and we'd be left with very little things to do in Destiny 3 when it comes out, as was the case with D2. Yes, trading can be game-breaking. Yes, it can cause significant shift in the game's ecosystem, but introducing an economy of this sort would be an absolute game-changer for the community. It would make a lot of our vaulted items 10 times more useful. It would encourage players to find a reason to keep their things instead of dismantling them. There can be limits or restrictions added to prevent abuse, like maybe a heavy amount of glimmer or enhancement cores to pay per trade, something of the sort. But it's something I'd love to revisit in another video in full detail. One of the biggest reasons why I stopped playing Destiny so often is my annoyance at dealing with my vault. It's nice that they increased the cap, but it's not enough. An unlimited vault would encourage lots of players to not feel too anxious about getting too much loot, or having to waste literal hours every single day cleaning up their vault. It's a known fact that a lot of us have asked a friend to tell us what to remove and what to keep purely because we no longer have room. Heck, some of us make 3 characters just to swap stuff between them and increase the item capacity that we have. So why not just remove it entirely and let everyone take a breath? One of the most beautiful things about Helldivers 2 is how they let the community's actions determine the future of the game. They always are prepared with 2 scenarios, whether we win or we lose. This is something Destiny could utilize in the future. Now, I understand that it would require a significant shift to the framework of how the storyline and development sprints work, but if in a few years something like this takes place, not necessarily all the time, it would certainly help the community though to do something actively, be participants of the fate of the universe and what's going on in the solar system, to brag that they were there when it happened. And I don't mean community missions, I mean we have to do something as a collective player base or suffer the consequences, whether it's a negative modifier or completely removing a playable area if we failed, you name it. When the stakes are this high, everyone genuinely wants to participate a lot more often. Now, the executives would smite me for thinking about that, but just like how we can earn Bright Dust for free, we should be able to earn some silver for free as well. Nothing too crazy, just enough for players to earn over the course of a few months where they can maybe buy a DLC for free with that silver and so on. The community needs motivation. The more Bungie gives, the more it can retain. So yeah, those are my 2 cents. Obviously, this is just my opinion. I can be wrong. I understand if some of the D2 community might disagree with me, but I genuinely hope that no matter what path Bungie ends up taking with the Destiny IP, it's one that can keep it going strong and keep us all invested. I want Destiny to succeed and to last. The game has left a mark on me that is hard to forget, and I want to see it survive for as long as it can with a thriving community that always yearns for more to do in it. If the video gets some feedback, I will likely revisit some of these points with proper solutions on how to tackle some of the more difficult things to implement, like the trading system, earning silver, and so on. At the end of the day, I am a hunter enjoyer who really enjoys and wants to keep exploring the wonders of this game's universe and share it with his friends. Thanks for tuning in, Guardians.